Hi everyone, welcome back to N.O.A. the Explorer. I am Dr. Akaranu. I am an adult, child, and adolescent psychiatrist, currently working as a Locum Tenens physician, hence this series where I talk about my work as a Locum Tenens psychiatrist. You want to make sure the company is a part of N.O.A. It's the Association of Locum Tenens Staffing Agencies. So N.O.A. is the National Association of Locum Tenens Organizations. Founded in 2001, N.O.A. creates and enforces strong industry standards for locum agencies and the people that they hire. That's all fine and good. However, I still think that the big companies that supposedly are big names in N.O.A. and get all these awards in N.O.A. can still do shady things. They can still have shady practices. In fact, two of those big companies have repeatedly screwed over several physicians who are now swearing that they will never work with those companies ever again as long as they live. So when you see, these big name companies and these big name institutions, that doesn't always mean that all that glitters is gold. Yes, they have a lot of recruiters. Yes, they have a lot of jobs because they have more market share. And what's happening is a lot of the big locums companies are buying out the smaller companies. So it's really hard to find smaller locums companies. But I would encourage you to really just go by how well you fit with your recruiter and how well your needs are being met by each company. The good news is there are so many locums agencies. There's literally over 100. You can find 2 or 3 companies that suit your needs out of 100. So I would encourage you to keep going until you find the right fit. I had 3 agencies that I was contracted with, but one of my locum tenens agencies merged with a larger company and became one company. So now I only have 2 agencies that I talk to, that I have a contract with, I should say. I talk to a lot more agencies, but I don't have any specific contracts with them. Nothing has really come through from the other agencies, but the 2 agencies that I have a contract with, I have gotten legitimate job offers from them. I really cannot discuss my contracts in detail because there are confidentiality clauses in there. The companies that I chose not to sign with, I felt that during the negotiation process, one company in particular that came highly recommended from other physicians, they refused to negotiate anything. They refused to change anything on the contract. Even things that I knew were negotiable, the person that I was talking to, she was yelling at me. She was yelling on the phone, actual yelling. Like, you physicians, I can't do that. You just want me to do, you physicians, I don't know. I don't know if she was angry that I had the nerve to ask her to change things. So I went back to the physician that recommended this company. I was like, what? My contract lawyer told me not to sign this and to ask for this to be removed. Did you know that you are signing multiple indemnification clauses? And the physician was like, that's standard. I said, no, it's not. It definitely is not. So you need to negotiate your contract, and please hire a contract lawyer to help you negotiate the contract with the locum tenens companies. I can explain more, but that's how you choose the right locum tenens company. You need to conduct research, read reviews, join those Facebook groups I mentioned, and seek recommendations from other physicians and look at the history of that company over the years. Really, really do your research, because there are companies that you should avoid. I'm not going to name names, but if you join those Facebook groups I talked about, you'll find out very quickly which companies that people tend to complain about a lot. Feel free to ask me the company that I go with. I'm more than happy to recommend them. I've been happy with my 2 companies. Unfortunately, that means I don't really get a lot of job offers because I'm only contracted with 2 companies. But the jobs that I do get, they're high quality jobs, and I'm very happy with them. But I'm also the type of person that I email facilities and hospitals on my own, and I have email templates for that I can share with you if you want. If you are somebody who is interested in independent contracting directly to the hospitals, please join FlexMed Staff. staff, they have amazing resources for doctors to contract directly to the hospitals and cut out the middleman. You also want to ask the agency if you have flexibility to work as much or as little as you want. If you only want to work 3 months out of the year, 6 months out of the year, with my 2 weeks on and off schedule, I end up working, a little bit under 6 months out of the year. So that's something you want to be upfront about so that it doesn't seem like you're just saying no to assignments without any rhyme or reason, and if they can accommodate that. You want to be comfortable with the recruiter, but not too comfortable, right? This is a working relationship. I get very put off by people who are overly friendly in a phone conversation or in my first meeting with them. I like to maintain my professionalism in the workplace because I found that it serves me better that way. I like way too formal. Let's start there. And then we can come down to being a little bit more personal, but let's start with way too formal. That suits me just fine. So to me, that's more comfortable for me. And you also want to build a long-term relationship with the recruiter. They're bringing you jobs, but you want to be able to keep working with them long term. So you really have to be comfortable with the recruiter. If you feel like the recruiter is being shady, not telling you the whole truth, you get to an assignment and it's not what you've discussed and they're not really willing to work with you to fix it, you can get a new recruiter. Don't try to be in a job where your license is put at risk. This is your license. So please communicate with the recruiter, and they should be willing to do things to modify or rectify the situation. For locums agencies, typically they'll pay you every week or every 2 weeks, but you should be getting your paycheck as long as you upload your hours that you work on time. Please stay organized and upload that on time. They should pay you on time. Some companies have clauses in their contract that they will withhold your pay for several reasons. Please go over your contract and see what that is. So you want to read your individual contract to see what that type of situation would be. In conclusion, as you explore whether to use locums agencies or not, I think it's important that anybody in this field be aware of locum tenens agencies and also learn how to find an agency that works for you and a recruiter that is a good fit for you. All right, I think I'm rambling on now, so I will stop this video at this time. If you all have any questions about anything that I have said so far in this series, please leave me a message, send a DM, leave a comment, and I will certainly be monitoring for those and answer your questions.